Hello everyone, thank you very much for clicking on this video, and we're gonna jump right into the reading. As you can see, little different setup today, and today is gonna be another pick a card. I've already chosen 3 cards, and you can now select one of these 3 cards. So the first card is this one. I kind of made it with the intention of it looking like a person's face, but if you see something different in it, it may be that too. I'm always trying to look at it as a person's face, that I'm kind of looking at it as a mask. So maybe that some message for you. This one is just like a flower, maybe like a shining flower, you know, with all the stars, maybe someone collecting something. And this one is supposed to be a mirror, but if you see something different in it, as always, feel free to take it as whatever you see in it. So you can now choose your card. I'm gonna do a little reading for every card, and you can now look into the description box. There will be timestamps for you to click on to simply go to the card that you selected. I'm gonna start with the first card. So I'm gonna put it to the side and I'm gonna choose the tarot cards. As always, ask your soul, what does your soul want to tell you? I didn't even say it in the beginning, right? But as always, you can already see it in the title. This reading is about what does your soul want you to know? What is a message for you right now? And I usually experience that these messages really just like hit the point. Basically meaning that they are exactly referring to a topic that is going on. That is like what you would like to ask someone about. Yeah, so you can basically watch these readings whenever, because they're always what you need to hear. Okay, let's start the reading. Okay, so first they're telling me to thank you for being here. It's like they're screaming it in my head. They're like, thank them for being here. Seems maybe some didn't want to be here, or just clicked on the video by accident, or something else, but your soul is very much thanking you for being here. Okay, let's see. Do I want to tell them? Your soul is, why is your soul thanking you for being here? Because your soul okay, wait, let's leave one more card. Your soul is thanking you for being here because okay, different messages coming through. But one message, very important, your soul wants to build up your confidence. It seems for some reason you have lost a bit of your confidence, a bit of lost good image of yourself. Like, yeah, that comes through. And your soul is so thankful that you are brave enough to listen right now to this reading, because it seems that you sometimes try to avoid topics that include anything about going into yourself. And a soul reading really much is nothing else but going into yourself, right? And so your soul is so thankful that you are open for that. And I am thankful, of course, as well. Because now you can not work on something, but now you can understand something. Okay, and your soul is telling you, wants to build up your confidence. Your soul wants to tell you, be confident in what you have and who you are. Even if you are a nice person, you're a very nice person, but that doesn't mean that you are weak. It simply means that you don't feel the need to protect yourself, because being mean or egoistic or arrogant, these are mostly protection mechanisms, right? They're mostly there because we try to protect ourselves. When someone says something mean to me, I try to protect myself by being mean to the person as well, or trying to make them smaller so I feel bigger. And you don't need that. You are not someone who needs that. If you do it, then you are now called to reflect on that and to think about, okay, am I actually protecting myself? And your soul is really telling you this message now, because they know you are now ready to reflect on yourself. And still, I get a very, very soft feeling. So I feel like many of the souls in this reading are quite sensitive and have a soft spot for people, let's say. And your soul is trying to remind you that being nice to someone doesn't mean that you are small, or that you, how do I say that? That you are worthless. You know, not worthless, but worth less than the other person. That doesn't mean that. And your soul really wants to remind you that being nice to others should come from the heart and not any other intention. And to that you don't need to change this nice behavior that you have. It nearly feels like some of us try to be strong, try to be someone who we are not, and which is probably why this card came out. This is, like I'm always saying, I'm always seeing it as a mask. And your soul is like, don't try to be someone you are not, because the way you are is perfect. You don't need to try to protect yourself. You don't need to try to play a person you're not. You're nice, you're naive, that's great. These are good personality traits, and they have advantages for you. These personality traits, they're good for you. You don't need to try and be someone who you're not. Your soul is strongly saying that. And for those who feel like, no, I need to be stronger, or I need to be less nice or anything because I cannot come forward, which is why you've built like a strong wall. Like I'm always calling it a fake strength. It's like when you are playing strong, but inside you are very soft. Your soul is not telling you to not be strong on the outside, but they're telling you to let the softness that you also have take part in your life as well. So there are really these two types of people here. Those who are soft and who try to be strong, and the others who are already trying to be strong. They're basically the same group, right? But there are two different energies. There's a very soft energy and a stronger energy, but the strong energy is very much just protecting themselves. I hope that makes sense to you. I really hope I explained it somewhat. Somehow, okay, let's ask some more. So your soul is telling you have everything you need. The way you are is perfect, and you don't need to try to be someone you are not. And you are definitely not worth any less than people who are stronger or better at something. Oh, I'm just getting the message that some of you can actually do tarot cards as well. So maybe you feel called to try and buy some. You can really just order them over Amazon. There's like nothing hindering you. They can be found on Amazon. Okay, so that was just a message maybe for a few. I'm also like feeling a bit lost now. So it seems that many of the people here try to find their way in this world, and trying to fit in, trying to be someone they're not, and try to find their place in the society, in this world. But really, the way you're trying to do it, by being someone you are not, by losing all these traits that you have that make you feel as though you are too nice and you are not strong enough to survive, or literally survive in this world. And your soul is trying to tell you the way for you to find your place is really not trying to be someone else, but trying to be yourself. Or not trying to be, but actually being yourself. It is not about fitting in somewhere, but it is about being who you are. And as I know, this sentence can be so annoying because sometimes it is exactly that, what we don't know, who we are. But your soul is telling you that you are what feels good. So let me explain that. How do you know if you have, let's say, if you are a very social person? How do you know you are an extrovert, or you are a person who's supposed to be with others a lot? That's maybe a bit of an easy example, but let's just look at it that way. You can find it out by asking yourself, do I actually like being under big groups of people? Or am I just doing so because my friends are doing that, or because I want to be part? What is the actual reason for me going outside with people? Do I enjoy being with people, or am I doing it for some other purpose? And that's basically how you can find yourself a bit more, because basically your soul is not saying that who you are at the moment is not your true self. You are always your true self, but your soul is trying to make it a bit more comfortable for you. They're trying to give you messages that make you feel less lost. And as a very important message today is that you can find yourself a bit more, the person you feel comfortable with, by asking yourself, do I actually enjoy these things, whatever I'm doing, or am I doing it for some other purpose? For example, being part of a group, or belonging somewhere. Okay, they want to give you one more message. Surprisingly, let's see. Okay. They're also telling you, again, I don't know why that comes through that strongly, but they're telling you that being soft doesn't mean, or being nice, being empathetic, being nice to others, there's really just no other way to describe it, doesn't mean that you are not a strong person. In fact, being nice can mean that you are very strong, because sometimes when people are disrespectful towards us and we react onto that disrespectfulness with disrespectfulness, simply means that we feel disrespected and try to protect ourselves, try to feel good again by being disrespectful towards the other person, right? I personally sometimes do that, and I don't want to say that that is a bad thing, but it's just how we are. But your soul is telling you that that doesn't mean that someone is strong. That just means they're trying to protect themselves. And if you do not feel the need, but if you can actually say, okay, they're disrespectful towards me, they have a personal problem, whatever, I am not gonna feel triggered by that. That is super duper strong, like really super strong. That is the strength that comes from within, because you do not feel the need to protect yourself. That's a strong message. So just know that you are not being played by anyone, as long as you feel good. As long as you feel good being nice, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to let anyone tell you that you need to be stronger or, more harsh, and you need to stand up for yourself and stuff. You only need to do these things when you feel like you don't feel good when someone treats you a specific way. But you can, as I have now got to know you a little bit, you don't need to you don't need to try and defend yourself just because someone tells you, tell them what you think or whatever, if you don't feel the need to. But if you feel the need to, surely always do that. Basically, follow your own instinct. Follow your own instinct. Follow your own feelings. Others have their own views and problems. So trust yourself. Okay, so thank you very much for letting me talk to your soul. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, just to let me know. And if you want to connect with your soul more, if you want like a very personal message from your soul, you can click on a link in the description. It says my digital business card, I believe. And when you click on that link, you can see what I do, who I am, and what I offer. So definitely feel free to do that. Now, thank you so much for letting me talk to your soul. I really enjoyed today's reading. I enjoyed getting to know your soul. I really, really think everyone here, you're great. And yeah, bye-bye. So let's go on. Everyone who chose this card, we're now getting into your reading. Let's put that aside here and connect with you guys. Okay. Also very nice souls here. I feel like some of you have maybe felt drawn to this color, which is interesting because that's like a color that I've chosen for my business. If you feel interested in knowing what I do, you can click in the description. There is a link that says my digital business card, and there you can find my offers and who I am, basically. And this is like it's nearly, or maybe it is actually the exact same color that I have chosen as my like business color, you know. So just it just felt like I needed to say that. Okay, so let's ask your soul now. What does your soul want to tell you? Let's see. What does your soul want to tell you? Okay. Big cards. Water. Interesting. Okay. There's something about this lion. There's a lion as well. Maybe you've been around lions lately, or you're like, they're like your favorite animal. I guess we're gonna get some more cards. Okay, now we're coming. Okay, they want to talk. Okay, so many souls here are a bit confused. They're not really finding their place, which very much shows me that you don't usually go inside yourself and think about what is going on in your life right now. And you don't usually go inside, basically, into yourself, which I'm always calling connecting with your soul, basically meditating or sitting down and feeling yourself, really going inside, feel all the feelings that you feel right now. Everything, feelings you don't want to feel, feelings you want to feel, the feeling that you're mad, that you don't want to feel something, whatever. Let every feeling be here and present. You don't usually do that. It's like meditating, or you have recently started. And your soul is really telling you to keep doing that, or to do that once again. It's nearly like there are two types of people here. There are those people who work a lot and they don't really care for themselves enough, where your soul is telling you to care for yourself more, and especially to connect, meaning to sit down and feel yourself and feel your emotions, and don't try to distract yourself with anything. And really, sometimes lots of feelings that we don't want to feel come up, but they are allowed to. And then there are people here who very, I guess, who feel like they have very much figured out their life. And I can still feel that deep down there is a bit of confusion for whatever reason. And your soul also wants to tell you that that you are called to sit down and connect even deeper, to really feel everything that is going on in your body, in your mind. Not pushing something away, and gently doing that, sitting down, feeling yourself. Like, what I mean by saying that, feel your emotions. Sometimes we are sad, but we don't even realize that we're sad because we try to distract us, try to put it away. I've said that so often already in my videos, but it just comes through again. And your soul is telling you to let every feeling be with you. And I feel like some of you are even like a mix of those two things. You think that your life is perfectly fine because you have basically achieved everything society tells you to, and that's fine, absolutely. I think it's great what stable life you have accomplished for yourself. But I want you to always be aware of your feelings, and sometimes these feelings need attention to have a bit of color. You see how gray the background is? Sometimes our day-to-day life can get very depressing for us because we don't listen to ourselves, that we want change, but we don't even realize that we want it. That's interesting. And so this connecting with ourselves is very important. Some more. Yeah, you don't need to fear not having anything. I feel like some are scared to fall, to have a life out of balance. But really, it's so important that your feelings get this attention. So when if you're feeling like I need change, then sometimes we really need to give it to yourself. I don't even want to talk about that too long. I feel like I am triggering some people, and that's absolutely fine. I'm not trying to tell you how to live, who to be. Please, please, please choose for yourself. I'm just saying what comes through. Okay. And you don't need to do that with force. You don't need to sit down and do this meditating or connecting with your soul. You don't need to do it with like now I need to sit down, now I need to meditate, now I need to let every feeling come through, because that won't work. Basically what you do is just letting things happen. That's the most important thing, to just letting things happen and accepting whatever happens, like in this moment where you sit down and meditate or connect. You just really just need to let everything happen, and there is no force needed for that. It's really just you're basically facing yourself in a whole different way. And I know it can be so difficult, especially because I feel like as a younger generation, we have learned to we have so many ways to distract ourselves. I don't know, maybe we have always had so many ways to distract ourselves, but it's so important that we don't do that too often. Like I myself, in the past have done it a lot. I've distracted myself from, like, I came home from school and the first thing I did was trying to forget everything that happened. Not consciously, but that was my unconscious way to cope with things, right? And so I sat down in my room. I've had all the, what are they called? Well, my windows were shut. My room was dark and I just needed to lay down, and I was on my phone or whatever, on YouTube, for example, and it was really just a way for me to cope with everything that I felt throughout the day. And I didn't even realize how bad that is for myself, because I basically pushed away every feeling of mine. Basically tried not having to change anything in my life or confront anything that I didn't want to confront. And that's I mean, it helped me, right? Because I felt great, but, or at least in the moments I felt great. And I didn't really realize that it didn't help me in long term. But I'm not telling you, I think like for some people that's like a way to just to cope, to feel good. And so that's fine. I still do it from time to time. But sometimes it's just important for us to, for example, now I stop myself when I come home, and the first thing I do is trying to shut myself, from the world and basically just forget everything. I really stop myself from doing so and actually consciously sit down and try to let every thought be thought. That's what I always say. And it kind of helps me because it helps me understand myself better. And I feel healthier, I guess. Yeah, I feel more connected with my soul, with myself. And I feel like I know who I am because I know what I want or don't want, or what I like or what I don't like. And so I feel like this connecting is not disconnecting, but this type of connecting is very important for us. So now I've talked so much. I hope maybe this personal story reminded you of something, or you could take something from it. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for listening. It means a lot. And yeah, thank you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked this reading, just to let me know. Thank you. Bye bye. So, hello everyone who chose this card. Wait, I need a sip of water. Okay, let's jump into your reading. I feel like this image reminded you of something from your childhood, or this color or something about this picture, maybe like Princess Lilyfee or something. Definitely let me know in a comment if it reminded you of something. Just thought through. Okay, let's ask your soul, what do they want to tell you? What is important for you to hear right now? What message comes through? Let's see. Actually, yeah, this one. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I already thought the energies are very kind of similar. Maybe if you felt called to the second card as well, maybe watch it, but like choose what fits, right? As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Interesting. Strength card. We're actually going to take that. So you have cards from every pile. The first and the second one. Okay. So maybe you gotta watch the first one. Let's connect. Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel like you have also felt drawn to the first pile. I feel like many energies are kind of similar. Your soul, first of all, your soul wants to tell you you're doing a great job. You're doing very well. You can be proud of yourself. Yeah, that's important. And I'm not just saying that, your soul is actually feeling that. And then your soul wants to tell you that you that you can actually do what you want to do. You can actually step forward. You can actually, how do I say it? You can actually start and like I'm looking at this card. Basically, you can move forward a lot faster than you imagine. You can do a lot more than you imagine. The things that you are basically putting aside because you don't feel ready yet, you can actually do them. You can do all of them. And your soul is even telling you, don't think like small, don't think like you're not ready, don't look at yourself as someone who's less good at whatever you're doing than someone else, because your soul is telling you that you are great at what you do and that you can do even more. Of course, not, don't do it with negative energy, but do it because you trust yourself. Don't try to stand up against things that are in your way, but do the things you want to do because you want to do them out of love. You are gently taking the opportunities that are given to you, and you are gently taking them and going your way. And you're not doing it with force. You're not doing it because you try and fight something that's in your way. You're not fighting. You are just riding very fast, basically. And they want me to tell you that you are not supposed to try and fight something. You are just supposed to go forward and gently ask. It's basically this feeling. There are people who push through a crowd, right? And there are people who gently ask the people to step aside. And there might be people who will find a way where no one is. So your soul is telling you, definitely don't push everything away. Don't try and fight, or don't try and be ignorant. Just take the opportunity. So basically, gently try and go through the crowd. Gently try to overstep every boundary, every stone in your way. Gently. Yeah, that came through. Because you are not someone who is very good with stones in your way. You can easily turn around and lose confidence in yourself and stuff, but your soul is telling you to go even further, even more, they're saying. Tell them to go, to do more, to go further. Your soul is telling you. And also, there are people around you who can go this way with you. People around you who will who help you go forward and who keep going with you. Maybe not in a way you expect them to. Yeah. But they will always help you from behind the scenes, or this kind of energy where we don't consciously let's say in a fight, someone is not fighting with you, but someone is having your back, or someone is making your sword, something like that. It's just this energy of there are always people with you who stand with you and who support you. That's the word I was searching for. Let's get 2 more cards. Yeah, so your soul is telling you to go forward. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. That's essential. Believe in yourself. Recognize your greatness. That's a feeling I immediately got, though. Also with the last card. You can do great things, just to let you know. And with great things, I simply mean things that feel great to you. things that make a difference. More card. Okay. And even by going forward, as I already said, you're not leaving anyone behind, okay? You're not leaving anyone behind. These people, they go that way with you. They follow you, but differently, different than you expect them to. You don't need to fear to lose anyone. At least you won't lose the right people, because they will always support you. It's like you see these people, these animals, and this person. They won't be your partners directly, but they will always support you from behind, from different perspectives. There will always be these people around you. And you really need to treasure yourself. Recognize your own worth. Recognize your own, I don't want to call it power, but what you can do, your gift, all these things that you are. Your soul is calling you to recognize yourself. Recognize your light. Shine your light. And I feel like you know that deep inside. You know that you can do great things, right? As I already said, with great things, I mean things that are great in your perspective. I feel like there's one more thing I need to say. Yeah, treasure yourself. Treasure your body as well. Care for your body. Take breaks when you need them. And okay, now I get it. Your soul is not telling you, as I already said, to push through, to force your way, right? Your soul is telling you to gently find your way. But you can take a lot more steps than you do at the moment. But your soul is not telling you to force yourself to do more, or it's like they're showing me when you work, and they're telling me that you could do a lot more, and they don't want to tell you that you could work more, but that you can do your work differently. That you can do more, but that doesn't mean to be more exhausted. That just means to do something else, something that in your eyes matters more. It's always about your perspective here. Okay. I really hope that made sense to you. I really hope there was something in this reading that you could take from it. If there was, definitely let me know through a thumbs up, just to, to let me know. And if you want to connect with your soul more, definitely look in the description. There is a link. It says my digital business card, and if you click on that link, you can see who I am and what I offer and how we can connect better with our own soul, which is definitely important. Yeah, so thank you very much for letting me talk to your soul, for being here, for listening, and yeah, I really hope there was something for you in here. Thank you. Bye bye.